Hi, Dyslexic Genius here, Brett Hurd. My phone number is 864-236-1680, or you can email me at dyslexicgeniusherd@gmail.com. What I'm going to talk about is Victor governors and governor bearings, and a couple of other things on a rebuild for reducing noise. One thing you have to understand about Victor is that you see this bearing has an indention in it, and this bearing's long. So now you have to say,
Show me
where
that
this,
again.
see,
Where's
we have
it?
an indention right here,
Attention right there.
right there,
Okay.
and then this bearing doesn't have an indention right there, that one. On Victor machines, this is the back of the governor where the gear is, and the governor fits in here like that. But on Victor machines, this bearing goes to the back in here. And what you have to do is put the little screw in, right here, this little screw,
Leave your finger there. Goes where?
in this hole, and you have to screw it in and kind of wiggle the bearing back and forth so you get it into the indention to hold.
So the screw goes into the indention.
The screw goes into the indention
Okay.
because these governors are at an angle. And then when you set the governor, the spacing on the governor, then you adjust this big one. That way you can hold it like this. The other thing is, in here, spindle shaft goes through here, runs into here into a ball bearing. And you want to change the ball bearing out.
Wait, into that tiny hole?
Into that tiny hole right there. And what you need to do when you've cleaned everything is you need to put in a Q-tip. Everybody's got a Q-tip. And you got to get all that crap out. And you want to get all that crap out, that old grease and stuff, and then insert a new bearing, a new ball bearing that has a little stainless steel ball bearing in there. And you can see all the junk I get out of there. And that's how you set the Victor governor. When you take this, the governor leather here, and the speed adjustments on the machine, and to say you take this apart, there's a little nut here. And the problem arises that you have to put this shaft through the governor leather holder that runs on the governor and this spring if you take them apart. And it's hard to do. So what you do is you set the spring up the way it came out, and you put a screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, something that'll fit through this hole, and you run it all the way through there like that. You set this up with a spring, you set that up, then you put this shaft in, and you gently push this out, and everything will pop into place. These are really difficult to take off and get adjustment. And there's an adjustment nut on these, and I'll show you.
Say that again? I couldn't understand it.
We have a tensioner spring here,
Yeah.
and we have the leather that runs on the governor right here for speed control. So if you took this out to clean it, like I cleaned this motor board, you have to put the spring in, and they're a little bit of a booger. So what you do is you take a smaller screwdriver like this, and you stick it through the hole, and you assemble the spring and this, because the hook of the spring hooks on the bottom, not up here on the top. And you stick this through, and you pop it in, and then you stick the screwdriver through. Then you drive this shaft through, it hits the hole in this piece, and you gently just push everything apart, and bing, it pops right into place. It's real simple, but it's a little bit complicated. In the old days, I boogered with them, and played it, and then I figured that part out. This is a lot of fun. I just want to point out some tips on the governors, and that's my tip for the day.